Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my humble home, my humble casa, my hacienda on the windy hills of Livingston, Montana. First thing I'm going to do is get this browser out of your face, and we're gonna be doing a little Google Earth flying today. Basically, I've wanted to do this for about a month now, but there is a hobby that a lot of people engage in that live in Montana or come to Montana, and that's rock hounding or searching for precious metals or gold, minerals, that kind of stuff. My idea here is to show you 4 places that I know have some of the above in it. Precious minerals, rocks, whatever have you. So let's get to going here. Just 4 places in Paradise Valley, Montana, that's south of Livingston. I'll be showing you here. Let me fire up Google Earth. Now, look, if this thing quits me, don't worry about it, ladies and gentlemen. I can get back online, so to speak. I don't have a lot of resources with this Chromebook here, and this version of Google Earth that I have is very, very touchy. I can't make too many fast maneuvers on it or it crashes. Okay, right now what you're looking at, look at the map, not me. You're looking right at Livingston, Montana. Okay, let me give you a 3D or a panoramic 360-degree view like I usually do. This is just a reference point to get me going here. And basically what we're going to do from right here, I'll stop this, and we're going to climb up over here. The first place I want to visit up on Livingston Peak, or near Livingston Peak. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, Livingston Peak's right here. Livingston Peak, as the crow flies, is only about 10 miles from Livingston, Montana, something like that. But okay, let me spin this around. What I'm going to be looking for is a place called Lost Creek. Now, the times I've been in there and the times that I've just panned because that's not a place where you can run a sluice or a dredge or shaker boxes or any of this kind of stuff, So, but let me swing this map around here to see if I can find Lost Creek here. Okay, there we are, right there on top of it. See, you see where Livingston Peak is right here. Let me drop a pin right there. Now you just back down towards the trailhead is Lost Creek. I'm going to get that pin out of your way. But this little flow right in here, and this Seuss Creek over here too, is a place. I've never panned this. I've never looked in there for precious rocks and minerals or anything like that, but that might be a place to look. Now here, I don't know, it's been about 12, 13, 14 years ago, 3 high school girls got pinned down by a grizzly bear up there on Seuss Creek. So for you people that don't believe that we've got grizzly bears, silver-tipped grizzly bears in the state of Montana, you're being very, very foolish. I hope you're never attacked. Well, anyway, there's Seuss Creek right there. So if you're taking notes, just remember this: Lost Creek and possibly Seuss Creek. Now, I'm just going to show you that stuff and beg on out of here. Just show you this one creek. Hope you're paying attention to how I got there. Okay, now let me go to search. I'm going to show you, this is my second place. I've showed this on my channel before, but this is Pine Creek. Pine Creek, Montana. Actually, Pine Creek, Montana is a little town, if you will, of about, I don't exactly know how many people, but, there's probably like, I don't know, maybe 100, 150 or something, but this is a little town of Pine Creek right here. But what I want to do is first of all, I'm going to try to swing this up a little bit. Get you the best view that I can. Now, let's go on up here a ways. Let's go on up to Pine Creek. You can see it right there in the middle of your screen. Okay, let me 3D this, or 360 degrees, whatever you want to call it. Now, I personally haven't found any gold up here or anything like this, but I have found a lot of nice agates. And Pine Creek itself, from the beginning of Pine Creek Lake clear down to where I'm at right here, this campground is like, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, it's like 5 or 6 miles. It's a long ways. Trust me. But let's go up in here in this canyon so you can see that I'm not. Let me get up in here a little bit better. I have to be very, very careful with this application. Okay, you can clearly see Pine Creek. There's miles of it. But here it is. Let me stop here for a second and just explain this. If you're on BLM land or USFS land, United States Forest Service, it's generally okay. You might want to check the Montana State regs on this, but it's generally okay to search for gold, search for agates and stuff like that. It's just that you can't, use dynamite, dredging equipment, any of that kind of stuff, acids and stuff like they used to use in the old days. And do I know what I'm talking about? Yeah, because from 1990 to 1995, I worked for the Montana State Bureau of Mines and Geology over in Butte, Montana. I know a lot about the mining and stuff that went on in the state of Montana and the old gold rush and the results, if you will, and so forth and so on. So I kind of know my way around this world. Okay, I said that in support of this. Like I was saying earlier, panning, taking some gold pans and stuff like that, and gathering up a little bit of tailings and whatnot have you, that's no big deal. But in this state, you can't change the course of a waterway. You can't dynamite, dredges, sluices, sluice boxes, shaker boxes, pumps. You got to stay away from all that stuff. The only way that you can install that kind of stuff is if you get a mining permit. If you've got a mining claim that's filed and it's legal and whatnot have you with the state of Montana, and you do that through offices up there in Helena. Okay, I just thought I'd throw that in. But here's Pine Creek. You can see it. I mean, this is a big drainage. There's a lot of shaking going on up there, if you know what I'm saying. A lot of gold pan in it, possibly. The times I've worked Pine Creek, I've only found just agates and stuff like that, petrified wood. Now, I never found any color in there. It doesn't mean that there is not any color, because I didn't work that very hard. And getting back to Lost Creek, I never worked that very hard either. Okay, so let's right back down out of here. So, and Pine Creek, that place is only like 15, 16 miles, that campground, from Livingston, Montana. So there you are. Okay, the third place I want to show you. Okay, let's go to search here, and okay, I got some notes here for a change. Okay, immigrant. Can't even type this morning. Should have had more coffee. Immigrant Gulch, Montana. And this place that I'm talking about is right in back of Chico Hot Springs, that world famous resort that sits out in Paradise Valley. I'll show you. Okay, we're flying to Immigrant Gulch right there. And there's Chico Hot Springs. I'll run back down there and show you that famous resort, and then go up Immigrant Gulch. Immigrant Creek is what you're looking for. Okay, let me stop this. Get that pin out of there. Okay, let me let that settle down a little bit. In fact, let me roll up here. I didn't quite want to roll up that far, but okay. Okay. Believe it or not, right here, right there, is old Chico Hot Springs. There's Immigrant Creek right there. But this is that world famous resort. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to 3D this, because we're going to go on this road that goes up to old Chico Hot Springs. That's the old mining town that was developed, built, if you will, way back in the 1800s, because they struck gold in Immigrant Gulch. But that gold played out, and the miners like to starve to death. right out on US 89. There's a big sign out there explaining all that. Okay, but anyway, let's get on with this. Let me 360 degree this. Uh, let's see. I'm sorry, I had this wrong. Let me back down here. That's Immigrant Gulch, all right, but I apologize. This is Chico Hot Springs down here. This Google Maps is a little bit more accurate than I thought. But right here, no, not that place. I've drove by there many times. Here's Chico Hot Springs proper, right here. Sorry, there's the hot springs, if you will. There's a big swimming pool there. It doesn't have a roof on it. Let me show you. I've got a pretty good bead on this. Yeah, this swimming pool stays open year round. See that right there? But anyway, this is the famous resort of Chico Hot Springs. So all you got to do is go to Chico Hot Springs. It's on the east side of the Yellowstone River, right near a town called Prey, right near Immigrant. It's really easy to find. But you go in back. Let's go up here now. You go in back of Chico Hot Springs, and you get to Old Chico Hot Springs. I've recorded this place on my channel that nobody watches. I'm just kidding. Don't get nervous. But let's crawl back here. And like I say, the creek that we're looking for is Immigrant Creek, which flows right down into this old mining town. Kind of goofed this little segment up here, but yeah, this distance is only really like about, as a matter of fact, there's a car right there. This distance isn't that far. It's only like 3 miles or some 2 miles. Okay, this is actually kind of what you might want to call an old ghost mining town, if you will, but there are people that live up here. And this road that turns off to the left, and we're going straight east right now for the most part, but here's Immigrant Creek as we go up here. But there's a lot of private property up here. Okay, there's Immigrant Creek right there. And I know for a fact that they found color in there, i.e. gold, at one time. And this goes way back up here. So you've got to be, that's another thing. Well, I'm going to stop right here for a second. Whatever you do, if you come up to Montana, you do rock hounding, and you're looking for precious metals, panning for gold, or doing any of this kind of stuff, you need to be aware of something called private property, because trespassing in the state of Montana will get you a great big fine. Don't do it. I mean, if you see somewhere where you want to pan and it's on private property, you must get the owner's permission, unless you want to buy or not strike that. $600-700 fine or whatever have you. So some of this land up here along Immigrant Creek is private. So, be aware of that. Some of it breaks out onto USFS land and like that. Do you see this creek right here where my cursor's at? Yeah, that goes way back in there. I mean, like 10 miles or something, because you're able to drive so far, then you run across a landslide that's going across the road, a rock landslide, and you'll have to, if you got an ATV or something, you can ride back in there, but you might end up having to backpack in there, so be aware of that. Well, that's about all I can tell you about this place. Okay. And the last place I'm going to show you is a place called Point of Rocks. Now, right on the Yellowstone River, you really want to pay attention to this, because this is a place that you can go out on and you're liable to find anything. Maybe not gold so much, but when it comes to agates, minerals, precious minerals and stuff like that, this would be the place to go, because it's a drive-up spot. It's easy to get to, but you want to go there this time of the year when the water's low, from about March and April, before the runoff that happens in May, because you can get out on this great big island that I'm going to show you. There is tons there. It's about 200 yards square. I've been out there. I've recorded the place, and It's full of sand and rocks, mostly sand and rocks. And it's really easy picking. It's really it's fairly easy to find some good rocks and agates out at this place I'm going to show you. Okay, watch. Okay, can't believe that this application hasn't crashed yet. Of course, I've kind of goofed things up, but okay, point of rocks, Montana. Okay, let me get this in sight here. Okay, yeah, it wants me to do that. Okay. Here we go. Point of Rocks fishing access. Okay. Let me let that. Here's the upper Yellowstone River, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see now. From here, I want to be going due south. Okay, we're on the Yellowstone River and we're past Immigrant. We're almost to the park. If you want to go to this place, you go past Immigrant about 6 or 7 miles and you keep looking on your right-hand side for a little sign that says Point of Rocks. And you turn in there off to the left of the Yellowstone River, and that's where you'll get to this spot. But I had to bring you here to get over to where I'm wanting to talk about. Okay, right here. This great big island that you see right here right here. This whole big area right here. Okay, it shows it. Let me zoom this up a little bit better. Okay, it shows this with, branches of the river flowing in here like this. See what I'm doing here? But when this is low, you can just jump right. The creek is just only or the river tributaries are really, really low. There's only a couple of feet across there, and you jump out there and you go onto this island right here. This Point of Rocks Island. See how big this is? This whole area right here, this island is at least, I'm going to say probably 20 to 25 acres, something like that. A couple of football fields anyway. But, okay, this is US 89 over here. You see this? We got Donahue Creek flowing in here. But this is US 89 coming. This is going towards the park. This way, like this, going up the map is going back towards Immigrant in Livingston, Montana, okay? But this right here, this Point of Rocks, is definitely a good place to go. It's a drive-up spot, as you can well see. And while I'm thinking about this, I got a couple of my subscribers that are rock hounders, gold hounders, and I've met them, and they've come and visited me. They've been in my house. But Pat and Mike, you need to pay attention to this. I've given them some advice on rock hounding and gold seeking and all that kind of stuff, but they keep going to places that I do not approve of. This is one place there, Pat and Mike, where you can drive up to and have all the rock picking you want. I don't know about the gold. I don't think there's too much gold out there, but there is a lot of sand and really fine rocks and petrified wood and all that kind of stuff. Okay, you see that? Sure you do. And there, like I say, there's a couple different places you can turn in there. And I think there's another turn-in spot. Yeah, right there. But as you guys can see, you go up here and you're going to run into fields. This is all private property here, and this is all private property there. And you really want to pay attention to that word, those two words, private property in the state of Montana, because no outing is going to be any fun at all when you're looking right in the eyes of the game warden or a park rangers or the Park County sheriffs or something like that, and you're getting rode up for trespassing. Just make sure you're on land that is allowable under law for you to be a gold seeker, a rock hounder, or any of that kind of stuff, So there you are. That's really kind of let me fly back here to Livingston, Montana. I really don't need to do that, I suppose, but kind of surprised that this doggone thing, this little application, Google Earth, didn't crash on me. Livingston, Montana. Let me fly back there real quick. And Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there we are. This is where I live. Uh, by the way, before I quit here, you might want to pay attention to my custom thumbnail I built for this for my channel, if you will. I got an eco-friendly, reusable thumbnail. So you guys are probably, some of you guys that follow my channel are probably going to get sick of looking at that. But then I'm getting sick and tired of these stupid thumbnails that get thrown at me, and I'm too lazy. It takes up too much time to make thumbnails. So you might want to remember this video. This video number 940. I'm going to make references to several times in the next, in some of my videos coming up to video 940. But just before I leave here, like I say, pay attention to my thumbnail and leave me a comment if you'd like. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourselves, and we shall see you on down the trail. And adios, my friends. Let me shut that application off. Let me get here and shut that off. Let me see if I can get up here. No, can't do it that way. Okay, adios, my friends.